Hello everyone and welcome back. This time, not to an online race, as one I had planned earlier today has been cancelled around Mexico, but hopefully if you guys tuned in to the real F1, that was a pretty exciting qualifying session. So let us go ahead and start back with the stream here, this time for career mode. I mean, it's literally going to start just from the beginning. We're going to go 110% AI. Probably short practice sessions. I think we're going to do full qualifying, and we'll go with 50% race distances. If you guys want to chime in with any tips on how to manage power units or anything like that, just from watching other career modes and things, feel free to comment. Let me know what I could do better. Alright, so before we get started, I'm just going to go back in and re-enable the menu music, just so you guys have something to listen to. Alright. And obviously, you guys can see from the layout, we're going to go with Williams. No surprise there. I think their performance level is probably a little bit higher than what it should be. Obviously, in real F1, I'd say Renault is probably ahead of them at the moment, for sure. Obviously, we want Felipe, baby, to be our teammate. No Lance Stroll, please no. Alright, so let's go ahead and proceed. Okay, so actually it requires us to do full practice. That's fine, I guess, just for the R&D session. So we'll do full qualifying. Formation lap, probably leave it off. Manual starts, 110 AI. Let's see here. We're not going to be doing any restarts or anything like that, so unfortunately if I'm too aggressive and crash the car or lose a part of the front wing or whatever, then oh well. That's just how life will go. Don't really care about part firme. It bugs on this game way too often, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Just going to leave it off in case I don't get a setup on the car going from qualifying to the race. Corner cutting stringency, I mean, I'll just leave it strict. It'll kind of give me a little bit of a preview of some of the circuits. Some of the circuits later on for AOR for my league racing stuff. Kind of let me know. Let me experiment where the track limits are. There you go, all assists off. And we can tire allocation. I mean, let's just go balanced. It's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started then. Oh my god, it's Emma. Every F1 YouTuber's crush for some reason. I don't know why. It's a freaking meme at this point, but it's convenient that she works at every single team, by the way.
That's fine. Get back to me when you can. Goodbye.
Makes it so Codemasters don't have to put more effort in than they need.
Anyway, thanks for coming by on such short notice. I just needed to cover a couple of quick things with you before you race. Firstly, as requested, is a copy of your contract. It's a rolling deal. However, the team reserves right of termination if you fail to meet performance standards. You're second driver for now, but work hard, hit your targets, and I'll be able to sweeten the deal. I'm also looking to get you into some invitational events throughout the season. The experience and exposure for
Oh yeah, invitational events. I completely forgot that there's actually classic cars on this game. Thanks for reminding me, Emma.
Now then, go get ready for the next session. And good luck.
Thank you, Ross. Being a faff. I just need my amazing sarcasm. Don't make me break out a really cringy British accent. Second driver alongside Felipe Massa. Alright. Been a while since I've done any kind of career mode on here, so don't really need to worry about too much of the introduction. I honestly, I'm not even going to read this. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I'll try to figure out the engine management stuff and all that throughout the season. I've been told that, you know, it's good to maybe take all your engine components at once and just start at the back for a race instead of getting 5 place grid penalties here and there. So I'm sure that's probably what I'll do throughout the season. But I'd imagine that the reliability for the Mercedes and the Williams actually should be okay. No need to worry about tutorials. Yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and head to first practice and head out on track and do some R&D stuff.
We're about to join the action.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm glad I managed to skip that. I don't want Chase Carey to kill me.
It's not long until we get the session underway, and we'll have some cars appearing out on the track.
For your sake, Crofty, I hope some cars do come out on track, but normally in FP1 they don't.
So, Anthony, lots to do, of course, in these sessions, lots of programs to run. What are you looking for when you jump in the car for free practice?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. You know, is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on.
Oh look, there's a
Things
camera
like
on
that.
a Sauber.
Then you start
That
getting
pretty much
into
never
the
happens in
nitty-gritty
real
a
life.
little, and they become more like test sessions.
I really do hope
gathering
they can actually
data,
pull their
testing
team around next season.
components, tweaking the setup and so on.
They're kind
So
of
there's only
the
so much actual
embarrassment on the
practice
grid
that
at the
these
moment.
drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from
Is that
previous
Verline or
experience
did
from
Ericsson
the
just like...
simulator.
No, that's Ericsson. He just freaking teleported from... Okay, whatever. Just into his car. Alright then, Codemasters. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump in here. We'll just load the setup that I used for the Apex Online League race, which got me, I think, P3, P4. Maybe it was P5 anyways. It wasn't pole. That's all I remember.
We'll alter the setup of the car.
I'm not going to worry about gearboxes, any of that stuff. And yeah, so I guess the goal here is to definitely do a to do a one-stop race, just like you do in online races with 50%. So that's pretty much just going to be the objective throughout the course of the career mode. All right, and let's just go out on a set of softs, flying lap, and let's get this career mode actually going. See if we can get some R&D points on the kart. Hopefully my force feedback is actually working, which a few minutes ago it wasn't. Oh, it actually is this time. Wow, the car has an incredible amount of understeer. Guess I probably shouldn't run in Mix 3 while I'm out here on track, at least to start off with, so let's just keep it in standard. Got 5 laps of fuel to play with, 3 laps to hit all of our targets here. Shouldn't really be too bad. brake sorted just at the 100-meter on a hot lap. You can brake just past the 100-meter board there, but no reason to push it. Flat out through turn 5. Pretty easy enough. Brake just past the 100 for that. Turn 6 and 7. The back end is just everywhere. I have no idea if this is setup related or if it's just purely just the greenness of the track and being on the soft compound. As we lock up there, thankfully at least still got a green. Alright, so we're not going for any kind of crazy lap times here, so unfortunately we will be slower than Palmer to start off with. This is also the first time I've really done a lap around Melbourne in probably a month and a half. Gonna brake just between the 100 and the 50 for that one. Getting a lot of purples here, just hopefully keep it together for the rest of the lap. Back end all over the place there. Don't want to get too much understeer through the final corner. And yeah, we finish it off with about 6 or 7 consecutive purple. So let's go ahead and return to the garage. So yeah, the goal here, guys, is definitely to just bring Williams back up to a decent level. I swear they haven't done any actual car development on their chassis since like 2014, whenever they were competing for podiums and wins. Even they probably should have actually picked up a win or two that year, but whenever Mercedes dropped the ball a couple of times. I'm not sure if I really want to try tire management at this point, just because the track is incredibly green. It does say go on the Super, so I wouldn't waste a set of Ultras. So let's give it a shot. I have no idea if this will be a smart decision. I just remember having a bit of difficulties on this when I tried the career mode before, back when the game first came out. Try to be as progressive as I can. Had a little bit of a wobble out of that first corner. Try to gain a little bit of time there, just lifting through turn 5. Probably not going to try to worry about getting a purple time here on the tire wear test, but, or should I say purple score. Don't really have a whole lot of time to play with, and I'm still just dancing right around the middle. Just trying to lift there, trying to just get as close as I can to the delta time without dipping underneath it. Of course, right as I say that, I do, so had to speed up a little bit there. A lot of understeer through that corner again. Just trying to short shift, not harm the tires too much. And actually, probably could have got a better score there overall, but we'll go ahead and just take it, like I said, do the green time. We at least passed it. Alright, so lift and coast with fuel. This should be fairly easy. I think just keeping it within delta time is going to be probably the hardest thing. actually way up on the delta time, a lot further than I thought we would be after Sector 1, so... Lost a bit of time there on exit, but just have to keep short shifting as much as we can around the lap. Got a bit of time to play with here, so... Can't believe you can really drive this slowly and actually pass a practice program. Just feels like I'm crawling around the circuit. Big lift there, just to try to save a bit of fuel. Another lift and coast and a lock up, just for good measure, into that corner. Half a second clear, so just gonna be real easy. Not even try to risk it. There we go. We get optimal. So that's a good start, at least to the practice programs, earning these R&D points. All right. So quali pace, race strategy. Let's see. It's actually kind of a cool graphic there. I never really paid much attention to it. If any of the other YouTubers showed it, it just kind of shows the little red spots on the track map there, kind of where I used the tire more than I needed to. Had a bit of wear, so it's mainly just on the traction zones, out of turns 3, 4, 5, 6, and then in sector 3. Probably lock up in the penultimate corner too on entry, and that's where I lost a bit of time. Alright, or lost a bit of wear, I should say. I think I'm just going to go ahead, actually, and fast forward through the rest of practice 1, and then we'll skip ahead to, I think, practice 2 before we do the qualifying and race strategy.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top 3. Raikkonen, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. That's it for practice then. We'll see you again soon.
Actually surprising to be P15 considering none of the laps I did there. I really even was pushing the car at all. So only a few tenths off of Felipe. Let's go ahead and advance then over to practice 2. And I guess this is where we meet Chris. Yep.
Ah, you got my message. Perfect. Welcome to home away from home. We get more real-time data from the factory now than ever before, and it all comes through here. So I have to spend more time checking over the reports and less time hunting you down in the hospitality suite. And to that end... Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, Chris, is this important? I'm in the middle of something. Okay.
I really hope that I just noticed that Formula 1 logo on the sort of multi-panel thing with the logos playing in the background. I really hope FOM doesn't, Chase Carey doesn't kill me for that, but I'm hoping that because it's such a small part of the screen, it should be alright.
As I was saying, we've set up a desk for you at the front here. You can get onto the network from your laptop, so
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to finishing off this season, just trying to bring Williams back up. Maybe we can be a top 4 team on performance maybe by the end of this season, and then save some
Sometimes
R&D
tests
points for
fail,
next season.
like you've seen just now. And when that happens, we have to divert additional resources to fix it. C'est la vie, I'm afraid.
I just really hope, Chris, that your development team is not as incapable as the actual Williams team has been in real life in the recent years. Alright. Alright, cool. So that starts us off with 2,600 points. Not bad. I have no idea what we should actually, what we should start off with. Let's see, so we go into the R&D tree here. I'm thinking maybe either aero or chassis. Obviously the powertrain is Mercedes, so thinking maybe chassis is the thing that we should work on first in this Williams. Let me back out here and actually see if I can figure out how to navigate through the menus. Actually, no, I think it's actually in the R&D. I just need to actually go zoom in. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of exactly what I thought. So Williams has the second worst chassis on the grid, even behind the Haas. Let's see what we are in terms of aero performance. 4th. Obviously still not very good at all. Yeah, so let's go ahead. What can we develop first? I think maybe we should put a little bit of resource points into the efficiency for the chassis. Let's see what the recommended upgrade is first. So they're going for front wing main plane for 1,000 points. It seems kind of costly to develop that straight away. Yeah, so let's just go. Let's see, let's go actually 1 on quality control, just so we don't have to worry about failing. So let's do 1 for chassis, and let's do 1 for the wind tunnel, for the aero. And that leaves us with 1,700 points, so not quite enough to develop 2 parts, but I do still have some test sessions to do, some more R&D points I can get in practice 2 and 3 here. So let's see. So it's going to take 2 weeks to develop the chassis side upgrade, 2 weeks for the aero. Let's start on chassis. I mean, that's definitely our weakest spot. I mean, just this development here could actually put us at least in line with Renault and Haas. So let's go ahead and develop this, and we'll have that here in a couple of weeks in Bahrain. So we need. I probably will go with the front wing main plane, but we just need to do a few more sessions and get some more points. So yeah, let's go ahead and advance to practice 2 and get this thing rolling. Alright. Let me just make sure my setup is actually still on the car here. Yeah, I think it still is. This setup probably isn't ideal, but I think it's fairly stable, at least once the track grips up a little bit. So it looks like we already have 3% wear on all of our components, even 4% on the internal combustion, 2% on the gearbox. I think we probably should be okay. Still got 130 resource points that we can get. That's still not going to be quite enough to develop another upgrade, or at least another upgrade for 1,000 points. I doubt there's anything any less than that. So let's go ahead. Let's go out on a quali run here and see what we can do. wow. Had a back end sort of jumped out there through the high-speed section, so just gonna back out, try another lap. Apart from a wobble there through turn 4 as well. Wasn't too bad of a lap. And we started off immediately with the corner cut. Alright, so we're only going to have one more lap after that. Tires are already over 10% on wear. I think considering how far we were up on that first lap, it should be okay in terms of, as long as we don't cut on the third lap, we should be able to comfortably do a 25.9. I'm sure the purple lap time will be something several tenths faster than that, which we may have been on course to doing on that first lap, but Williams is just nowhere near as planned as I was hoping it would be through that high-speed turn 11 and 12. Just gonna have to be careful not to use too much steering lock through there next lap. Very easy for that back end to want to swap around. Time through here. Bit of a corner cut over that second part, but Codemasters doesn't care. Unless I'm overtaking somebody. Charlie doesn't care either. Scruffy through that final corner. Don't want to touch that curb, but still managed to go. That's all we need for now. Return to the garage pronto. Still managed to go 25.3, and we got a purple qualifying result. Not bad. Lap could still be a lot better, but considering that was the third lap on the tires, it's not too bad. All right. Exceeded target. I still have a feeling, for some reason, Felipe will probably go faster. Alright, we still have practice 3 that we can go back and maybe try the tire wear management again. Let's just go ahead and retire, and then we'll do race strategy right at the beginning of FP3. And then we should still have time to do to have another go at the tire wear management.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top 3.
Wow, I'm actually
Vettel,
I'm actually a lot further ahead than Massa.
Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
Okay, settle down, Crofty. It's just FP2. Good God. Alright, gotta be quick on the button here. Make sure I don't get banned by FOM. Or is there an animation here? Maybe? Possibly? They're thinking about it. Come on. Are you thinking? Why is it taking forever to load? Okay. Resource points. So yeah, I guess I probably could have done a few more laps there and gotten more resource points, but that's fine. We still have points to obtain here in practice 3. So we got 843. We might actually be able to get that 1,000. Depends on whether or not we're able to start the development. I'm guessing this is probably our last opportunity, or maybe between qualifying and the race. If we can get enough resource points by then to actually initiate the development on the front wing, that would also be good. As we need 1,000 points, so just over, got 157 to earn. Durability, let's see what we can do. I want to say somebody at some point told me that increases durability of all power unit components as well as gearbox by 10%. I want to say somebody told me I should get this straight away. And then something maybe about the control electronics as well. If anyone in chat knows anything about it at all, feel free to mention it. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and actually do this general wear, just because I think this will help me probably not have to incur any new power unit components over the course of the season in this Williams. Or if I do, it's going to be right at the dying breath of the championship, which I think I'll be alright with. So let's just go ahead and do this. And let's see. So control electronics. So yeah, driving on curbs and grass and gravel where the control electronics. Warn control electronics can increase to wear in all other components. So yeah, I think I probably will develop that control electronics as soon as I get the aero development started. But alright, enough messing around with this R&D screen. Let's try to get back out on track here momentarily. Alright. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and I know I'm able to well, don't count my chickens before they my eggs before they hatch here, but let's just go ahead and get this get these R&D points settled for race strategy before I reattempt the tire wear management test. Oh great, I don't have force feedback. I love it, Codemasters. I love it. Alright, unfortunately I have to reset my wheel, but I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is with this game, but either that or Codemasters just do not like Fanatec wheels. I did mention it to Lee Mather on Twitter, and he asked me what platform, what wheel I have, and mentioned that others have it as well. Yeah, that was a bit of a fumble of words there, wasn't it? All right. Oh, good. I reset my wheel, and I still don't have force feedback. Let's try it one more time and see what happens. If anybody's watching that hasn't subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to get up to 750 here, maybe by the end of November. So I got over a month to go. Definitely feel like we can do this. I'm going to try to stream at least a couple of times a week to start off with. Could probably even do it almost every day if you guys are interested and continue wanting to watch. And do we have force feedback? Yes, we do this time. Alright. Oh, Lord, and the pedals were not calibrated. So let's just actually go ahead and... I don't know. Let's just return to the garage. Then we'll go back out again, and hopefully this time we'll be okay. Obviously, we're going to have the tire wear. Thanks, Ross. Yeah, I have no idea how loud that not donation sound. I do have a donation animation and a subscriber animation, so feel free to do either one, and it will pop up. Alright, probably just gonna run this in standard. Race strategy. Why not? They let you use DRS. Let's just go ahead and do it. I feel like there's actually a decent amount more grip here in this session compared to earlier ones. Already way ahead. Did not mean to drop down to third gear for that corner. Back end is just kind of all over the place there. Mr. Packus, how are you? Are you still at work, or what's your situation? Oh God. Then again, depends on whether or not you have the audio turned on to hear me actually ask you that question. Alright, so first lap, way above. And of course we get Mr. Wallaby, Mr. Kangaroo, Mr. Ricky Rocket, as Will Buxton referred to him as in his speech. If anybody didn't know that, Will Buxton, the pit lane sort of reporter for NBCSN, the American broadcast, he actually wrote the script for that somewhat cringeworthy WWE sort of driver introduction ceremony that they did. Even Alonso, who went through the Indianapolis 500 ceremony, he said that the Austin one at Austin was quite cringy. I really didn't mind it, but then again, I am American, so I thought it could have been even more over the top if they really wanted it to be. Maybe even could have got Hulk Hogan or, I don't know, The Rock or whatever to like come out alongside all the drivers just to make it even more ridiculous. We were sort of getting held up there by Ricardo in the first sector, but he has now decided to put the throttle down a little bit in that Red Bull and pull away. Meanwhile, we're just going to keep Danny the Torpedo. I love that as well. I know that Will Buxton has a freaking Reddit account, so I'd be willing to bet that he saw plenty of references to Torpedo that gave him the line for that script. Not exactly sure. Really, Jeff? You're going to chime in now? Alright. Not exactly sure why they do a race strategy simulation and then they start you with like 10 laps of fuel or how much ever it was, 8 laps of fuel. That sort of doesn't make any sense. You would think you would put in whatever fuel load you're actually going to start the race on, just to try to give you a bit of an idea of how the car is going to drive at the beginning of every race. But either way, we're still plugging along here. Gonna get those 50 points pretty easily. Alright. So I want to say as soon as I complete this lap here, yeah, there we go. Optimal pace, using about 1 3/4 kilograms calories of fuel a lap. I'm sure that kind of information, not a single person on this on this game really pays much attention to. But let's go ahead and go back to the garage after that one, and we'll see where we stand. I think we'll have all of the. So let's see. My tire life was actually, I guess, better. My lap times were a lot better than they were expecting as well. So we're good on pretty much everything, apart from car setup. Complete a lap with at least 2 different car setups. I think we can do that. I mean, it's a free 5 points, so why not? Let's see. Let's just go with this Austin setup. I'm sure it's really not going to make that big of a difference. Setups on this game, I feel, only really have about a delta of about half a second. They really aren't going to dramatically affect your lap time for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and should I use? Oh yeah, let's go out on full wets. Yes, exactly. Speaking of that, actually, hold on. Let me go to weather and see what we got. So, sort of an overcast, partly cloudy quali. Okay. And the race looks like it'll be dry as well. I wouldn't have actually mind a little bit of rain. Would have been interesting, kind of seeing how I could deal with that. Even though I am in the second best or second worst chassis on the grid, so actually I might want to choose my my words a bit more carefully there. Might be quite bad for us. I wish I actually had another set of softs there. We do have a set of ultras available, so I don't know. Let's just try it on the scrubbed in super softs and see what we can do. I'm just gonna try to be as easy as I can, short shifting everything out of the corners. Don't want to go down too many gears. Oh, that's a good tip, Mark. Yeah, it's fine. I'll probably just revert back to the setup I had before. Just want to get those free points. Yeah, any kind of advice or whatever, I would appreciate. Pretty much I don't know anything about the ins and outs of the career mode. Oh Lord. Well, not a good way to start that. I guess pretty much the only thing that I should do here is back it into lean and just be easy on the throttle, maybe put it into standard down the straightaways on the lap. There's no way I'll be able to gain back enough time by the end of the lap here, so I'm thinking maybe actually leave it there and fourth through that apex next time around. And Packus, you got caught by the troll comment detector. Maybe I should actually put Ross, or actually put somebody as a moderator. Oh my God, what are you doing? Is that Signs? Just wants to drive side by side with me for some reason. What the hell is he doing? All right, we'll just have a massive traffic jam here. Still got another car behind us. Alright, clear track ahead this time. And let's see what we can actually do. So, I just barely missed on purple whenever I tried this in practice 1. No idea why the tires are wearing going down the straightaway. Seems kind of weird. see what I can do here. I'm dropping off a little bit from the Delta, so I'm gonna have to speed up. Leave it in 4th through here, just not to aggravate the tires too much. Alright, Delta's climbing down a little bit. Let's put it into ridge and actually gain back on that Delta a little bit. Ooh, actually climbed up even further there through that high-speed section. Probably just because I slowed down a lot. Let's go into 5th. Let's not burn the tires out too much. Same thing for this corner here. Alright, wow, we're solidly in the purple, so I will take that.
Okay then, that's the end of the program and plenty of useful data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it.
Thank you, Jeff. And I think that's going to be a completely purple practice session for R&D this weekend. There we go. So purple, all points across the board. Set 275 out of 275. So pretty much nothing I can do now. 8 minutes left in practice 3. I mean, even though I don't really need to do a quali run. Looks like Massa hasn't really done. He hasn't done any kind of a practice quali run, but you know, let's actually bolt on. Let's go back to the setup. We'll switch back to the setup I was running before. I honestly didn't even feel any difference there, but let's just go back here, make sure I'm at least running 6 on the downforce, or at least know I'm running 6. Since we got so many ultras for qualifying, and we're probably not even going to make it into Q3 anyways, let's go ahead and just bolt on a set of tires here. And we're not going to wear the engine out. No, Pekka, so I'm running no assist, so I've got no ABS, got to run manual gears with the flappy pedals. Yeah, no traction control, no stability, manual race starts as well whenever we actually get to that point. Alright, so let's go flying lap. No idea how much fuel is actually going to be in the car here, but we're going to run it. We're just going to run it in standard just so we don't wear the engine out. Okay, so that's good. We actually, team decided to pull out pretty much all the fuel, so that's good. Glad there wasn't like 8 laps of fuel in the car.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Yes, Jeff, I'm well aware of that. Not really an ideal line through the first corner there, a bit tentative, didn't want to cut. Didn't want to get on the power too much, as man, the car just has a crazy amount of understeer through turn 5. So yeah, like I said, this won't be entirely representative of where we're going to be at come qualifying here in a couple of minutes, but got away with a little bit of a corner cut there. It'd be nice to actually have the 4th engine mode, just to be able to push this OP power unit to the absolute extreme. And almost 1.5 seconds up. And what is that going to put us at? P9 for the time being, just in front of K-Mag. He's on the Ultras as well, so I don't think that's too bad. So let's go ahead and go back to the garage. Then we'll see, we'll just go ahead and retire, and then leave it as a bit of a surprise where we end up at the end of practice 3.
As all the cars are now over the
So
line,
P9.
your top three again are Bottas, Hamilton, and Kimi Räikkönen.
Wow.
That concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend unfolds.
More excitement. Really, Crofty? Those guys are, the top teams are just so much faster than everybody else. How come there's actually only 5? Where's, oh yeah, Max is in P8. No, he's on the super soft, so that's probably why. Alright, let's go ahead and advance to qualifying and see where we can put this thing. This is pretty much a shot in the dark here. I have no idea where this car is going to perform, where I'm going to be able to perform. So if we can just get into, I think getting out of Q1 will be easy. Still probably going to run it on max revs just so that I can be comfortably through and not sandbag the Mercedes. Toto Wolff sandbags out. New rival.
Hey,
Teammate.
looks
Okay.
like you've got a bit of rivalry going on out there. This is good. Gets people talking about you. Just make sure you outperform them, okay?
Robot commentator. Yeah, I seriously can't believe that that they just like sparse together all those lines from David Croft. And I mean, I really don't care much for him as a commentator in the first place, but then they just make it even worse. Emma left me a voicemail. I'm assuming that's not to go out on a date tonight, so I am gonna ignore that shit. Alright, so let's look. We got 444, hashtag blessed on the resource points. How much do we actually... Dang. So we need... so we need, like, yeah, 56 more points to get that Control Electronics Wear 1. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can actually obtain any more through the rest of the weekend. Now that we got all the practice programs out of the way, so... Oh well, just gonna have to advance on here to qualifying 1 and just see where we can go.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong.
Danny
That's why
Kvyat,
achieving the
Torpedo's still
perfect lap
here.
is almost impossible.
So that definitely
As you
means
say,
the Max
I've
isn't
been
going to be
doing
on
this
pole
30 years
position or
now,
win
and it
the
never
race
gets any easier.
tomorrow.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
Okay. So we got 7% engine wear, overall wear 9% on everything, control electronics. We got 8% already, which actually is tied for the lowest in terms of individual. Alright. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go to the track and see what we can do for our first lap in qualifying here in the Williams career mode.
Fuel is marginal. We're close to using up the load. Pit in within 2 laps.
Alright, Jeff, seriously. In the middle of a qualifying lap. I don't think that was too bad of a lap. Lost a bit of time through the high-speed section, but I will take that as a banker. Might even be enough to get us comfortably through into Q3 if that was the way the actual rules worked. But yeah, we'll have to at least be able to probably replicate that to get through in Q2. Alright, so let's just go ahead and accelerate the time here. So I'm still P2. And let's see what we get here towards the end. Obviously, I expect all the top 3 guys, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, to be comfortably in front of me. And where is Felipe at? Down in P11. Okay. Wow, such huge gaps there. It's kind of strange. But nevertheless, if I can actually qualify there, that would be that'd be something spectacular. I have a feeling that is not going to happen though. All right, because I think the 110% AI. I've seen these guys. I've seen Lewis do laps before that would be like equivalent of top 5, top 10 in the world on the leaderboard. So I'd imagine that he's still got a lot of pace that he could find and turn up the wick here as we get into Q2 and Q3. Alright, just gonna make sure that we're on a fresh set of tires. Yes, we are. And we got 2 fresh sets here, so yeah, so at least we'll have 2 shots at it here in Q2. And if we get to Q3, we'll have 1 set of tires to try to set a decent time to get us above P10. But that's all in the future. We need to actually get to Q3 first. So let us give it a shot. Alright, so another somewhat solid lap time there. Still could find, yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, thanks for subbing, Ross. I did hear the notification, but it was not loud enough to put me off. Maybe I'll have to do this Jimmy Broadbent style and turn it up to like 190%, and I'll just jump out of my chair as soon as somebody subs to me in the future. All right. So depending on if that lap time was actually enough to get through, I'm half a second ahead of Felipe. So let's go ahead and accelerate time a little bit, just to see if we need to go back out for another lap. As the Red Bulls are actually behind us, which is quite surprising. Yeah, I mean, I think we're kind of solidly in here. I'm really surprised that the top guys are not way further ahead. Figured they would be easily into the 21s. So Felipe's down on the cusp. I've dropped back to P5, but I think my lap time is more than good enough to advance. Let's just go ahead and go through. And it looked like I saw Max jump up. Yep, just in front. Alright, so cool. We got both Williams cars through into Q3. That's awesome. Really don't think there's any chance I can qualify any higher than P7 really, because I think Ricardo will probably get a much faster lap in when we get to the actual session. But you never know. They might have problems. Maybe they already have reliability problems. Can't run at full power. Yeah, I have no idea, Ross, why these guys are so damn slow. It's crazy. Alright, so it looks like there's a bit more overcast conditions going on here, so I doubt the track temperature differences or whatever will affect things that much. Alright, so we're already running on the lowest setting, or lowest fuel load. Because we didn't have to go out and do a second run there in Q2, we got an extra set of ultras. So that's awesome. It gives us another chance to, if we screw up our first lap here, another chance to go out and see if we can go further up the grid. You never know if these Red Bull drivers might screw up their lap times. Might have a chance to upset some Aussie fans in the crowd here today. And of course, right as I'm about to get ready to go, we advance from Q2 to Q3, and I lose force feedback in my wheel, yet again. All I can say is, well done, Codemasters. Seriously, well done. Let's hope that the reset will actually give me back force feedback this time. I really don't want to sit here and waste everybody's time resetting my wheel over and over and over and over and over again. Really? Alright. I said no flashbacks, so... Do I already go back on that? I forgot when I reset my wheel, like, the pedals uncalibrate, and I just got instant full throttle there as soon as I touched the throttle. Well then, that'll make the race interesting. So yeah, I guess let's just retire. I'll own up to it. Let's start from P10. It should be interesting anyways, rather than just sitting behind the top 3 cars all race. And there we are, in a stricken Williams. Steering wheel stopped working.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3. Hamilton, Bottas,
oh man, that's
and
a shame.
Sebastian Vettel. With
Probably
qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted.
Probably could have
so
actually
make
gotten
sure you join us then.
gotten P5 there. So that is pretty disappointing. But oh well, I said no resets, no flashbacks, no nothing. So I still blame Codemasters for that. Alright, onwards to the race, and let's see what we can do. we going to have another cutscene because it's taking forever to load? Okay, so we're getting a few more resource points. Obviously not going to get any points for the complete fail, and yes, it was a fail there in Q3. Yeah, I really don't know why in the world they're so slow. I expected the whole tone back in AI pace or whatever that they did in the last balancing patch. It seems to me like they've slowed them down way too much. But that's not gonna be a problem for us. We might actually be able to challenge for them in a Williams, maybe even challenge for podiums here. So, because from before, I do know that they typically tend to lack race pace more than they do in qualifying. So unless they bumped up their performance in the race, I should be on for a decent finish here, as long as I don't crash out yet again. Alright, so we're back up to 500 resource points. So yeah, unavailable to get that. I guess we'll just hold off. Can't develop anything here at the moment, so let's just go ahead and go to the race.
It's out with the old. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton
Robotic
lines up
Crofty.
on pole position,
Here we
and it's
go.
Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Perez, Grosjean, Massa, a Williams, and Esteban Ocon. Sainz,
A
Fiat,
Williams.
Nico Hülkenberg, and Magnussen, Palmer, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Stoffel
Oh,
van
so
Dorn.
Max
Their
had.
line. And Marcus
Did Max
Ericsson
seriously have
rounds
like a
off the
10
grid.
place? Was that a 10 place
And
grid
with
penalty straight away in
preparations
the
almost complete,
first race?
let's head down to the track.
Unbelievable, Red Bull. Or no, sorry, Tag Heuer. It's not Christian Horner. He's not going to like me saying right now.
Into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
Fuel load warning. So they actually recommended to run under fuel. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, obviously on strategy, I pretty much actually forgotten what the strategy was for the AOR race that I did, because unfortunately I disconnected after about 4 or 5 laps from P4. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll probably just try to go to like lap 8, lap 9. I mean, we'll go as far as we can. Go as far as we can on these tires. Obviously, we're starting on the ones from Q2, so they've only got 1 lap. So unfortunately, I can't remove a stint here, as the game just apparently doesn't think I can do a one-stop. So yeah, let's put a little bit more fuel in the car, just to have the rich mix whenever we need it. No rain for the race. Let's turn down the brake pressure just a little bit, just so I don't lock up as often as I have done. Alright. Alright, so hopefully I don't bend it off the start here. So that first lap was interesting. I don't know if Vettel has a problem here. Just glad I was able to negotiate turn 1 without any damage, going right between the middle. And then the Ferrari side by side through turn 11 and 12. Just really need to keep this thing in standard actually until I know for a fact I can pull off a move. As it looks like we got cars in front going defensive for some reason into turn 6 and 7. And that's a dive bomb of the century down the inside of Perez. Alright, good. Hopefully he didn't. Just glad he didn't run me into the wall there on the outside. Got this thing in rich. It's just hanging sort of right on my left rear tire, but able to clear him. But we go into the corner. Alright, there's got to be something wrong with Vettel's car, besides the fact that it's throwing up sparks for about, I don't know, at least 100 meters behind him down the straightaway. Let's drop it back down into standard mix here. Rear end of the car sort of rotating a bit more than I want. But I'm just going to have to try to keep it together here.
DRS has been enabled.
Oh yeah, Vettel is on the super soft, so maybe that's actually why he was falling down through the order a little bit. As much as I would love to actually push to try to overtake him here while my Ultras still have possibly a bit more grip than his tire compound, I really don't think it would be wise for me considering I'm going for a one-stop. Let's just go ahead and leave the tires up on the screen here, just so we have an idea of where we're going. Perez is still behind. Not exactly sure where Massa is. He's either an 8th or 9th, I would say. Vettel is not pulling away on his super soft tires. This gives me quite a lot of confidence for the remainder of the race that we can really finish well. It's always noticeable when it comes to F1, especially in real life. You just have to monitor what the gaps are between the cars in the first 2 or 3 laps. If people aren't able to close gaps and somebody's pulling away, then pretty decent chance that they're just simply not going to have enough race pace to be able to do anything. We have DRS on Vettel. He's obviously losing touch to the top 4. The sparks are incredibly distracting, but thankfully I haven't made any mistakes due to that yet. It's really odd how it seems like the Ferrari is the only car that just sparks along the ground. I mean, I know they put those titanium skid plates under the cars. I think for the 2016 season, if I'm mistaken. It seems like the Ferrari, they just have them turned up to freaking 11. They're just sparking all the time as soon as they get to about 7th gear, really, about 150, I would say. They just start sparking like crazy, and obviously anytime they drive over a curve, it's just throwing sparks all over the place. Probably the only thing we can really do here is we have a yellow flag for some reason. No idea why we have a yellow. That kind of put me off there for turn 1, so we still have... Oh, Perez is out. Oh, wow. Well, that sucks for him. Hopefully that doesn't happen to him in the actual Grand Prix tomorrow in Mexico. But for the sake of Williams, that is awesome. So that promotes us up to P6, P7. How awesome would that be if we're able to finish roughly about there at the end of the race? Although I think Massa's just going to lose touch Whereas I've got my sights set on challenging the front three teams here. Rear tires just gone, at least the left rear has just gone over 30%, and almost instantly I can feel the grip just not being there as it was in the first few laps of the race. I think we're just going to push these tires as far as we can go, pretty much right up to about 70%, 75%. I'm really surprised we're able to hang with Seb here. Tell you what, the 110% AI were definitely a lot faster, at least in qualifying, when the game first came out. I think Botas is still in the lead. He was setting those fastest laps early on. He's pulling a huge gap back to P2. Unless that's Lewis out front, but at the moment I have no idea what positions are. Just going to try to stay within DRS range of Seb. Not really going to damage my tires. The dirty air isn't huge on this game, so at least especially from this far back, I'm pretty much right out of second. I'm going to just sit here and run in standard, make sure I've got fuel for the back half of the race, whenever I'll probably need it to be able to defend positions from some of the guys around me. Because I have a suspicion that some of them will be doing, some of them, if not all of them, will be doing two stops here. Considering the game Botas, yes. It's called American English is what it is. We actually have just lost touch with Seb a little bit, as my tires have just started to kind of go away in the last lap or so. I'm going to guess I've lost DRS. Yes, I have. So, pretty much just in no man's land here.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
We already have somebody making a pit stop there. Probably should have paid attention to the top left graphic. I have no idea who that was. At the moment, so oh wow, even on entry there, just turning in, I knew that it was going to want to over rotate, but that was even more than I was anticipating. Over rotation kind of helps through the high speed section, but so there's not too much understeer. Yeah, I think performance on this is, performance of this car is entirely down to the power unit. Pretty much the exact opposite of what McLaren and Honda have been in real life the last couple of seasons. Alright, so Felipe's already pitting. I'm not going to want him, he was only about 4 seconds behind, so I'm not going to want to stay out too long here. We do have Kvyat behind on, so that was Kimmy that pitted, going for that undercut, purple lap on. I would assume he's probably gone onto a set of supers, but if he's two-stopping, it might be two ultras. So tricky going through here. Then we're just going to do one more lap after this. I'm going to say the softs can go, they can just go 20 laps, so pit at the end of lap 9. And then we should be okay to go to the end. I'm sure having the, having the second worst chassis on the grid is not gonna help me in terms of stretching the tires, but just gotta do what we can here. Is that Seb going into the pit lane? Wow. So he started on a set of supers and only went to the end of lap 8. So that's pretty much a slam dunk 2-stop from him. That is really crazy that he effectively only went like 1 lap longer than the majority of the people did on the ultras. Just gotta be really careful on this lap. The car is just all over the place. Just make sure we're all set up and good to go. I don't really have any of the voice commands set up, so I'm just going to hope that the team is ready. We got Ocon behind. Started on the supers.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
Alright, so even though I haven't paged Jeff, it sounds like the pit crew should be ready. I'm pretty much just crawling around here now. Rear tires are completely gone. Pretty much the only thing I have to do here is just not speed into the pit lane. Didn't mean to drop down a second there. Can actually brake for that pit entrance. Probably didn't need to, but wow, really low speed limit here. So let's drop it into lean while we're in the pits. Yeah, they got a set of soft tires ready for us.
Exit
Nice
now.
2.4 second stop. It looks like we have a car slow up there in sector 2. Looks like we might have another retirement of the race.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Alright, so we got Van Dorn. Is Van Dorn behind us? Yeah. On the softs. So we have a car that's just gingerly crawling back around. I wonder if it's somebody that, maybe that started on...
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
VSC.
Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta.
Alright then. Hopefully we don't run into any kind of bugs, but I wanted to leave safety car and all that stuff on. Hopefully this doesn't stay out all the way back around until the pit cycle, because that'll help somebody dearly if they can pit under the under a VSC or a safety car versus actually pitting under full race speed. Try to keep this near the delta here.
Virtual safety car is ending.
Okay, so VSC is ending, that's good.
Until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
Alright, so VSC is over.
Yellow flag.
I had a little bit of was a little tentative there. Oh, so it's Jolien.
Green flag.
Jolien Palmer as I lock up. Poor Jolien. Even in the game, he's not crashing, he's got punctures by the looks of it. Alright, so let's run this thing in mix 3. There's a couple of guys making their pit stops now, but they're not really going to gain a whole lot because we're all under full racing speed before they enter the pit lane. You know what, let's just leave it in rich. Let's do a full lap. See what we can do here. Close up on the guys ahead. Seb obviously looks like he went on a set of ultra softs. A lot of understeer through there. Just wanted to live, make sure I didn't careen into the wall. Decent lap here so far. Just kind of dip it into third, just on entry, and then barely use any steering lock through that corner. Yeah, this setup is definitely not perfectly suited for every corner around this circuit, but this was also the very first setup that I even made for this game. So I'm sure there's a bit more stability I could have found if I'd have messed around with the setups a bit more. Decent lap here so far. So it looks like we've really closed up. on the back of this pack ahead. As said, even though he's on fresh ultras, probably fresh ultras, he's completely stuck behind this pack of cars. So we got 26.7. I think that was like a second slower than what Valtteri did in the Mercedes. I'm assuming he's probably still out front. We pulled a nearly 6 second gap back to Van Dorn, so we are unfortunately just kind of stuck in no man's land here as we have Seb going side by side with one of the, that's Ricardo in the Red Bull. Still side by side through turn 5 is finally able to get the move done. It's actually not a bad race so far, not quite halfway through, but that VSC obviously helps us to a certain extent. Probably saved us, you know, a couple of % there on tire wear on the outlap. It looks like Ricardo's actually not got that strong a pace at the moment on the Super Softs. Although I'm not really closing in that much. Seb makes a move on, yeah, it looks like Hulkenberg in front. And really, we got a track limits warning there. Can't believe that. Oh well, we should have DRS? No, actually we don't. Interesting. Well, Danny Rick making a move. Hulkenberg looked like he was defending at the last second. So they're side by side for turn 1. And out of 2, Danny Rick's going to get DRS again. Actually, they both have DRS. Much as I would love to just dive bomb up the inside, don't want to ruin my race here. Just going to try to be patient, getting around Hulkenberg. I think he should go proper defensive into this corner. Yeah. We'll just, oh god, really defensive. Put it into Rich, and we should be able to get a run on him here. There we go. Just running a bit wide on exit. It's a bit cheeky, but just to run it wide. But it is what it is. I think Hulkenberg's still on the tires that he started the race on, anyways. All right, so let's see what we can do in terms of staying in touch with Danny Rick in front. Have a feeling we're not going to be able to, but his Super Softs will probably drop off after maybe about 7 or 8 laps, I would say. And most likely he'll be making another pit stop, because I don't think he'll be able to make the ultra soft Super Soft strategy work. Really lucky not to pick up a corner cut warning there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to continue saving that lap and a half of fuel that I have remaining. Still not even halfway through this Grand Prix yet. Looks like we are pulling away from Hulk. Pretty much the same gap between Ricardo and myself back to Hulkenberg. try to stay nice and consistent here. I think our tire wear is doing pretty well so far.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
No, Jeff, I'm not switching to a two-stop when everybody else is going to be doing the two-stop. So Ricardo is pulling away from me, a couple of tenths a lap. I could probably put it up into Rich. Oh God, car's already starting to understeer actually. I could probably put it into Rich and stay with him a little bit easier, but yeah, there's just no reason. If he has to make an extra pit stop anyways, that's position over, so no reason to burn the fuel now, and like I said earlier, we can burn the fuel later on. I'm going into turn 3 as Mass's only just crossed the finish line, so he's lost an absolute ton of time. I don't know, I'm guessing he hasn't made a second pit stop yet, but so then, anybody in chat? Anything interesting whatsoever? Nice pole position from Mr. Seb Vettel today for pole position number 50 of his career. So Hulkenberg has made his stop. I'm guessing he probably went on to either another set of softs to go to the end, or maybe a set of supers. But I think it's probably the former, not the latter. I think tire wear wise, we are doing okay so far. I'm sure just running in that standard mix makes the tires wear, you know, maybe 1% or something less a lap than if I was really pushing right now on Ridge. Just because I'm taking that little bit less apex speed into the corners than if I was running on mix 3.
Okay, some information.
Oh my God, is that race leader out of the race? All right then. Well, this just got very interesting, as Mercedes, with the reliability problems straight away in race 1, this is like FIFA script, freaking scripted career mode here, because we could be on course for maybe a podium in a Williams race 1, and this would be incredible. I was really close to picking up a cut track there, so don't want to risk getting any kind of a penalty here that could cost me positions if I have to be a bit of a truly train right towards the end of the race. But yeah, we are running effectively P3, as far as I know. Kimmy's already made his second stop. He's on a fresh set of softs, 7.5 seconds behind. He's obviously going to the end from there. So that's going to be interesting, trying to see if I can hold him off. But I'll just run it in standard until Kimmy gets within about a second or so. Am I going to be streaming AOR Russia? We shall see. That's kind of up in the air, possibly. And we got Felipe
in the pits. Felipe has pitted.
Felipe in the pits yet again with 10 laps to go.
They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay, and Vettel having mechanical problems, which I kind of sussed that out. At least from the beginning. Like, even though he was on the super softs at the start, and he dropped back several positions, he just didn't quite have much pace at all. And like even with that Ferrari, even with the super softs, he should have been able to probably maintain position on the slightly harder compound. I think Kimmy is catching me here at a right rate of knots. Yeah, so just in the last lap, he's caught me 2 seconds. Not exactly the cleanest laps from me, but trying to save the tires a little bit here.
The pit window has opened.
Danny Rick is still only about 4 seconds ahead. It's Kimmy, fastest lap of the race. Took out yet another second in the final sector. So I think this is going to be one hell of a task to try to keep the Iceman behind towards the end of the Grand Prix. He'll probably catch me though with, I would say probably like lap 23, 24. No, Jeff. I'm not pitting in. Kimmy's still closing down very quickly. So if you guys want to know what wheel and pedals I use, what kind of a PC I have, then just check out the description. As Kimmy sets yet another fastest lap. And that actually kind of put me off a little bit. That was Lewis coming out of the pits. He was the one with a really massive lead, and we have a safety car. Sebastian Vettel out of the race. Well then, in the lead, in a Williams, and we're gonna be in the lead. We're gonna be in the lead of this Australian Grand Prix with about 6 laps to go. Are we gonna be able to hold on to it? Because we've had 2 front runners. I think Valtteri Bottas from the lead. From the lead, retiring with a mechanical problem, and then now Sebastian Vettel, after Jeff told us on the radio a couple laps prior that he had a mechanical problem. This is yet again good for us in terms of being able to save our tires, save some fuel here as well, have even more fuel in reserve to be able to defend from the guys behind, because this safety car will probably be out for about 2 laps, I would say. There's not really any reason to pit, even though I do have a gap behind. I'd rather just take the track position. Alright, so I'm actually not under a delta anymore, and just go ahead and go. Safety car is right up here in turn 5, though. Yeah, Packus, my wheel lost force feedback between Q2 and Q3, and then whenever I unpaused the game, in Q3, I kind of forgot that my pedals aren't calibrated properly, so I went to barely tap the throttle to see if I had force feedback. I was swinging the wheel back and forth, and then just barely touched the throttle pedal and hit the wall. And the damage on this game is pretty sensitive, so just crashed out straight away. So yeah, I had to start from P10. Thankfully not from P20. But yeah, we've already lost 3 cars from this race. We lost one of the Mercedes, Botas, I think, who was leading the race, and then we just lost Mr. Seb Vettel, who I think was struggling pretty much from the very beginning. And now somehow we find ourselves in a Williams in P1. And we'll have another lap under the safety car here, and then we'll have pretty much a 5-lap shootout at the end to see whether or not I can hold on to the lead. I'm not going to do anything crazy here in terms of defensive driving, but I do want to try to get the win, obviously, since we're in such a crazy position. And for some reason, Hamilton pitted again. I just now realized that. He pitted again. He just came out of the pits like a lap ago on a fresh set of Ultras, and he's just pitted again. So he's dropped back down through the order, probably quite far, which is a very, very strange decision from Mercedes. Because that would have been a huge threat. I mean, Kimi is still going to be probably a lap, or a second and a half, a lap faster than me. But it's going to be a lot more feasible now to maintain a position, considering I'm on the same compounds as the cars immediately around me. See, if you put like asterisks instead of actually putting the word there, Packus, you can get away with it. I can't tab out of it in order to bring your comment up.
Some information on Palmer.
Okay.
Looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring.
We've lost. Palmer had a puncture
Do not pass it. You are the
on about lap 10.
safety car.
And he's just DNF now from under the safety car conditions, so interesting. As we have cars just dropping like flies. We have Esteban Ocon in P3. That's incredible. I mean, this... Excuse me, this could be maybe a double, like a Force India Williams combo on the podium. I mean, that would be incredible. I'd say even if Kimi gets past me, and I can finish second, maybe Ocon third, that would be pretty insane as a result. This would be an Australian Grand Prix I would love to actually watch. Bumping up into Rich here. Tires are a little bit cold, and Kimi is already all over the back of me. Just gonna have to go defensive into turn 1. Oh my god. And we'll squeeze him out. Not gonna get past me that easily. Oh wow, we got Ocon made a dive bomb down the inside. Did he actually make that stick? Can't quite see in the mirrors. As it looks like Kimi is held on to position here, but I do have 2.5 laps of fuel to burn. Might even be able to go from here to the end of the race without having to worry about fuel. No matter what that actually does to my power unit, I really don't care. Let's see if we can actually go for this race win. Another exceeding track limits. I think that's number 2. So if we cut any more corners, even though that was still a mistake. Codemasters does not care about mistakes. Charlie Whiting will let you get away with it. not Codemasters. Try to get a nice, good run onto the pit straight here. Still got this thing in rich. Kimmy is nowhere near close enough to make a move on me this time. Go down into 5th. Wow, the back end is just all over the place. Kimmy's still not really close enough to make any kind of a move. I'm sure he's very hungry to get past me because pretty much all of his competition, his teammate, his fellow Finn, all dropped out of the race. Hamilton made a very odd pit stop under the safety car. After the safety car had already been out for a lap when he just pitted like 2 laps prior, so 1 lap prior. Tires are really not in great condition. Just don't feel that great. So we got Ricardo on Ultras up into P3. Kimmy is like all over the back of this here. Ricardo's got a couple of seconds to catch up, because Kimmy is not going to make life easy for me here. I want to say it's 2 laps or 3 laps, but anyways, Kimmy will probably have DRS this time. We've still got a decent run out on the pit straight.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is
I'm not going to go defensive. Kimmy didn't really make a move there. Alright, so not going to have to worry about DRS yet. There's only 1 detection point around here. We're just going to defend the ends. Oh wow, and Kimmy's just driven straight into the back of me. Wow, seriously? I didn't even brake early for that corner, but alright.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
I really hope that he got a penalty for that. But I have a feeling he probably, if anything, just got a warning for shunting me off the circuit. Let's take the lead. Well, that's bye-bye to the race win, unless he has some kind of karma and his engine blows up as well. This is going to be pretty much impossible now to keep Danny Rick behind. I'm sure he's wanting to go for that home Grand Prix win. Because if he can get past me, I'm sure he still has a chance to go after Raikkonen for the race win. Decent run there out onto the pit straight. Danny Rick is very close though. I'm not going to be the home spoiler. I'll go ahead and let him have his moment of fame here. Give him a couple of laps. Oh god, I've just been run into by Hamilton as well. Great. Leaders are not having any of it.
The damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making
Great.
the problem worse.
I've got an incredible amount of front wing damage. Just a minor knock, but I can already feel the crazy amount of understeer coming from the car. I think Hamilton also ran into the back of me and lost part of his front wing, so hopefully he shouldn't be too much of a threat, because I've just got an incredible amount of understeer. Would be nice to hold on to P3, but courtesy of Hamilton running into me and running me into Ricardo, I don't think that's very likely, but I'm going to try. I don't know what it is with the AI around there. I mean, I can only brake just after the 100-meter board, and that's pretty much exactly where I'm braking, and AI are just running straight into the back of me. So it looks like Hamilton actually pitted for a new front wing. That's a very interesting decision, yet again, from Mercedes. I think it would have been a lot better for them just to leave them out there to at least maybe hold on to P4, potentially still get past me. Alright, so just gonna try not to pick up at other corner cut warning, pick up a penalty, because I've got a pretty good queue of cars, not directly behind Ocon, but behind that, and they close up on me towards the end of the race. I could lose a lot of positions as a result of that. But managing this front wing damage is not fun at the moment. But thankfully Ocon is not really super close to be a threat. The tires are now pretty much completely dropped off. Got plenty of fuel to run another lap in Rich, so don't want to surrender the position to Ocon. Try to start it off with a debut podium, even though I'm sure he would like to start his career off with a debut podium, or at least a debut Force India podium. Go defensive there just to be on the safe side. A crazy amount of understeer there. The car doesn't actually feel that bad in high speed, but those kind of medium speed corners, it's really, really bad. He's all over the back of us now. Try to get a good exit off here, which we did. He's still about a half a second behind. So I don't think he's going to be able to... I don't think he'll be able to challenge for my position unless I somehow pick up a really poorly timed corner cut in this last sector. Alright, woo, there we go. P3 in a Williams. Fuck you, Kimi Räikkönen, for shunting me off the circuit and running the race, but...
Really happy with the podium here.
Oh well. That's a really awesome result.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
The difference was clear in strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimize each stint and get
Interesting
the most
how
out
he
of the
managed
tyres.
to
And it highlights just
run
how
me
much
off the circuit,
sport this
or
really
at least
is.
run me wide, and he
But
didn't
credit to
damage his
the
front
driver
wing
as
when he
well,
ran
though.
straight into the back of me.
It's no good having a well-oiled machine behind
Not
the
sure why
scenes
Max is
without
celebrating
the
over
time to
P5.
handle the wheel, of course.
So, here they come now.
There we go, American flag.
Wherever you go,
Star Spangled Banner on the podium.
the prancing
Race
horse
1 for
flags are
Williams.
dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
Kimi Räikkönen would absolutely never do this in real life. Really would be a nice touch if they just had him stand there and just drink champagne after
this
he
round
got a
of the
podium.
World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Kimi Räikkönen takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'd say Max Verstappen earns that title today. Opportunistic.
Max
I think is the
Verstappen,
word.
driver of
It's
the
something
day.
he's become known for during his
Is
short
this-
career so far. And it's
Really?
served him well here.
On to the constructors
Really?
then. Red Bull
All
moved
right,
to
then.
the top of the table. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season.
That's,
Hope you can join us at the next
that's a
race
pretty
to
good
see
result,
just who will
'cause we
come
got,
out on top.
Yeah, Perez was out early on. There's Valtteri and Sebastian and Hamilton having to make that late pit stop, finishing 16th. Crazy how many front runners we had pretty much just completely drop out, either due to reliability or really stupid mistakes. Let's take a look at the race director real quick and see if incidents. So Kimi didn't even get a warning for running into the back of me at turn 3. That's crazy. What are you doing, Charlie? What the hell are we doing here? Alright. Oh well, that's still really good. Really cool to get a P3. Race number 1. Probably not going to be able to get that very often, but I will try to get the best out of this car and chassis as I can and keep upgrading throughout the season. %, clean laps. That's not too bad. Those 645 tokens going into the upgrade tokens going into the next race. Nice. So we're leading the rivalry here with Felipe. He picked up P8, so that's not too bad. Improved our reputation dramatically there with that. Hopefully we just don't crash out of any more. Hopefully we don't crash out of any more qualifying sessions. Alright, so there we go. No flashbacks. Penalty-free weekend, and yeah, it's not a bad start to race 1.
Indeed it is. And this is Jonathan. He's going to let you drive some of his cars.
Well, not quite my cars per se. It's a mere detail. You know, I'd really rather be down there racing them myself.
I think just as a little treat, since I've already been going for 2 hours now,
those lateral G's, you know?
we'll go ahead and do this little invitational race, just so you guys can hear something besides a V6 turbo vacuum cleaner.
We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good and, most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. I'll see you at the track.
Now, I'd just like to step into my office. I'd like to go over those contracts.
Really, Ant and Croft must be freaking butt buddies, because there they are, just sitting there, talking to each other. They're doing commentary for an entire weekend, and they're still sitting there, side by side, in a chair, chatting away. Surely you guys have talked to each other enough this weekend. Let us see what we'll go. I think we'll go 2006 Renault. And let's see if we can go ahead and advance to the invitational event. We'll do this, and then after that, I will wrap it up, and then we'll stream Bahrain. Is it Bahrain? China. We'll stream China. If not tomorrow, on Sunday, we will do it fairly soon.
Hello again, and thank you for joining us today for one of the few events this year that won't have a critical impact.
Alright, let's just go ahead and skip this. Goal is to finish first, and we're running the Suzuka short layout. From memory, I think this should be fairly easy to do. Friggin' bogged down like crazy there off the start. Although I guess the car does have traction control. Let's go ahead and bump this thing into rich mix. The tires are definitely different feeling. Guys are enjoying for the guys that are still there, enjoying the V8 sound, not a V6. Front end is just wanting to rotate quite a lot there on entry. Go around the outside of this FW14B 92 Williams. Go a little bit faster through Dunlop this time. Tell you what, I'd much rather listen to this engine for an entire season. than a V6, but to each their own. Get past this 98 McLaren here. Go up the inside. Hopefully he'll give us a room on the outside. Let's go around the outside. Of this Ferrari. And we got the 88. I think the 88 McLaren is the only car left. So we'll go around the outside here at Dunlop. That's a kind of a tricky overtake. But we'll get it done. We'll get P1. Sweet. I think that's the first time I've driven that car in a couple of months, so not too bad to get that done. Alright, well, I do appreciate the 2 subscribers so far. I've got to figure out how to get my subscriber count and all that to update dynamically. That'll be something I work on here probably tonight or tomorrow. Alright, Chris, what do you got for us?
For you. The new parts have been fitted to the car. The simulation numbers are good, so look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
Oh, cool. So we got the, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we skipped a Bahrain that quickly. So yeah, we got the 10% durability of all power unit components, so that will be nice. But yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna be where we end it, guys. So thanks a lot for everyone who tuned in, and thanks for the subscribers. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the race.